Ahoy there, skippers, and welcome to another Sub Sunday, the day where we play Cold Waters on Sunday, because Sub and Someday both begin with S, and we love alliteration! So, yes, anyway, we continue our operations as the USS Shark, SSN 591, a permit class because, well, we lost 2 Sturgeons class, and we figured that the Navy was not about to give us a third one of their newest boat. So we're in their oldest boat, but it is also their fastest boat, and oh boy, their most maneuverable boat. Just recently we finished getting into a fight with a Victor-class submarine, and we won! We did take a torpedo, so we are kind of like really low on health, so we have to go home first. But yeah, we managed to succeed in doing something that our Sturgeon classes never were. Although one of our Sturgeon classes was lost to depth charge attack, so I'm supposing that balances out the greatness of being able to kill a Victor class with a permit versus the embarrassment and humiliation of having your ass handed to you by depth charges in a Sturgeon class. Anyway, our current operation is we need to get to the North Atlantic to stop some Victor or November class attack submarines. I don't think we're going to be able to get back to Hollylock then back up there, but according to this we have 7 days, although they're lying, so, you know. Let's get back underway, continue on course. This way. I am in need of refit and repair. The boat is in trouble. It's damaged. Come on, get over the little humps and the bumps and the... They're almost there, almost there. Hollylock! Hi! Whew. Okay. We are, I assume, patching the boat. Damage control, hull's at 100%. Let's load a bunch more of these. We're fully stocked. Repairs needed. Repairs needed, why? What do we need? Damage control? Rudder? Repair time, 16 hours. We've got to do it. There's just no other way to put it. What else needs fixing? Not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. No, no. It says repairs are needed. Is it lying to me? Am I just misunderstanding how this system works? Come on. Or is this the... Oh, the towed array? We don't have a towed array. All systems operational. Excellent. Cast off. Anchors away. We gotta head to the North Atlantic to stop some submarines. Well, we're in the North Atlantic. Is it the North Atlantic? Oh, there it is. There they are. I see them. They just passed our SOSUS nets. Full speed! Chugging along at maximum power, if we can find them. The problem is they're Victor, or... They're Victor-class submarines, potentially. So, if we stumble on them... Come on. Where are they? I need to know. I need some kind of advanced intelligence. Tell me where they are. Somewhere? Anywhere? Planes? Tell me? No. No, we're just going to drift around here being totally lost. As we go at like, what, 30-something knots? How fast are we going? Slow down. Listen. Ping. Anything? I hear nothing. I sense nothing. Could it be that there is nothing? Disappointed here the target was not intercepted, so now we're going to get an annoying thing. Oh, our convoys are under attack. Sorry. Pattern moments, at-sea replenishments from Archangelisk for the Parents Sea. Really? You could not ask me to get to a further target. No, literally, they couldn't. We were so far in the North Atlantic and... Oh, good or bad? Ground gain to West Germany. Woo! NATO forces take back territory in West Germany as the Soviet front continues to be pushed back. Nice. So our ground forces are doing wonderfully. Can somebody kill that group? Because I need to get past them in order to get into the Barents Sea. Satellites, tell me... Okay, so they've turned back south. So we're going to skip along. We're going to probably go by Spitsbergen as we try and cross into the Barents Sea. I'm going to need a little bit better idea of what's going on. We almost came in range of that. Incoming satellites. No view on us because we are not that far. Alright, we're in the Barents Sea. We're in the deep part of the Barents Sea. Now we're in the shallow part. Slow down to skulking speed. Hi! Hi! We have new sonar contact bearing 315, designated Sierra 1. Our depth is 150 feet. Our speed is 10 knots, so we were going nice and slow. Close to 15,000 yards. At least 10. We can get down to 10,000 yards, that'd be fine. Close to 10,000 yards. There's no guarantee you'll get there, but hey, we can try. Do we have any targets? Crap, I forgot to check. I forgot to check which direction we had gotten the sound contact from. Up we go! Conditions? Strong duct. Okay, so that's why we can't hear anything. So this is bouncing off this... Okay, so the ducted layer up top is bouncing off all the things, and because we're below it, we're bouncing off of it and going back down, so we can't see above this layer until we, you know, come up. Which we shall do. Passing 100 feet, let's put the planes back down to 0 and sort of drift up. Ballast to 0. I'm hearing pinging. Nose down, please. Come on, 0 us out. I want to get to 50 feet, please. Planes at 0. Up on the ballast. 2, 51, 50 feet. Okay, holding steady at periscope depth. Up scope. ESM mast first. Signal strength 4. Anything? Not strong enough, it would seem. Oh! We got Echo 1 to our direct stern. So we came very interestingly. Down ESM mast, up scope. We want to be looking direct north, I believe. Do you see anything? I see a target. Lays the target. Any other targets? Somehow I doubt it's just a single Cashin. They're not pinging with their radar, which is interesting. Ah, got another one. Lays the target. Anything? What is that? Oh, come on. I see it. You can see it. Further over. Our periscope has been up for a very, very long time, but it looks pretty foggy, so I don't think there's that much danger. He says it, then he suddenly gets, you know, annihilated by torpedoes. Lays the target again? Can I? Or is it just not letting me? Are we too far away? Yeah, I can laze you by pressing the I key. So back to 270. Ah, we got you. Okay, it's the Riga. Downscope. Let's zero out this rudder. We are super maneuverable. It's so nice to be this maneuverable. Okay, so we've got the Riga, 15,000 yards. Couldn't get any closer. And they're doing 12 knots. So Riga is bearing 291. Do we have a sound signature on him? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, let's go down. We're gonna get some water above the conning tower, and that way we can pick up some speed. How's the Riga? Oh, we're in their baffles. Nice. So we can pick up speed. We can chase. Lost on the Cashin. Bearing 290. So we do need to come a little bit right, but you know, by the time we get there. Whee! It's a slow dive, but still. How deep is the is this? 645 feet. Okay, we can make that work. So let's get to 200 feet before we kick up the speed, because our propeller is not exactly the most brilliant thing ever. They are still pinging. So a Riga is... You're a blue whale. You're not a Riga. Come over here. Yankee, Charlie, Juliet, Foxtrot, Romeo, Whiskey, Spada, Bosca, Cresta, Cashin, Cannon, Riga, Riga FF, and Cashin. These are not the targets we're looking for. So that does make me a little bit, not annoyed, but slightly concerned, I guess. Because the target we want are the tenders. They are quite obviously not the tenders. Lost the contact because we're traveling too quickly. We are doing 20 knots. We're gonna wait until we level out, and then we're gonna slow down. See if we can hear him again. Wow, it did take quite a while for us to level out. Slow down. Not all stop. 1/3, please. And let's keep an ear out. The Riga is turning, so we're coming out of their baffles. Ping. Run surface. Oh, you're not loaded. Why are you not loaded? Load a big one. May as well. No point not to. We've got 6 tubes, so may as well. Okay, we got the Riga back. Doing 24 knots. According to this, is 30,000 yards. I'm inclined not to believe you, sir. But he is pinging. Signature. Signature. We're in his baffles, apparently. Let's kick it up to speed to 10 knots. Chugging along. Turning screws. Again, we're not as silent as we used to be. Torpedo tube ready. Not as silent as we used to be. We are much louder because we're an older boat, older style. Not all the awesome soundproofing systems we used to have. But we're a lot faster. Can I pick up even more speed? Ahead standard? And see what that does to our detection. Down to 5. Doing 17, 18, 19, 20 knots at standard. And we lose them. Okay, so we can't do standard. We can only do up to 2/3 maneuvering. Because any faster than that, and our ahead standard is a 20 knot run. Which is really nice. But, you know, it does make things a little bit more difficult. Because it means that we've got a 10 knot gap between a head 2/3 and a head standard. And we got you back. Hi! 9,000 yards, 27% solution. Probably heading right for us, or what? 40% solution. We appear to be... Which direction are you going? 41% solution? A buck toe HF passive, but that's not him. We're looking at a Riga. So, no, this way, please. Riga. Not Pody. Riga. A buck toe HF passive, set 65 torpedoes, RBU 2500s, which are the depth charges, and B-34 guns, which are, you know, I think 34mm cannons? I don't know. I have no idea how the Soviet Navy equips their ships in any way. 48%, 27 knots, range opening. 16,000 yards at a 42% confidence solution. Here's my concern. I don't want to just speed ahead and go after him. Because we did that once before. It was in a Sturgeon class, which is a quieter boat. And we ended up really, really regretting that. It is somewhat tempting to pop up and use the radar. Because that'll give us instant knowledge of everything around us. But it will also tell everybody that we are here. It is way more powerful, I think, than active sonar, but just as noisy, if not more. Which is the trade-off pretty much with everything you do with submarines. Do you want to be really loud, or do you want to have really accurate... And do you want to have really accurate information while being loud, or do you want to be really quiet, but be but be not blind, but not have quite as great vision? We have a 53% solution on this Riga. We're pretty confident that he's 22,000 yards away. I wouldn't be so sure. Spin. Look deeply into the rudder pedal. Or not the rudder. Look deeply into the screws. We've lost the Riga. Let's pick up. Ahead full. Let's turn and burn! Woo! 16, 17, 18, 19. Hey, we're doing ahead standard. So we should go to, I think, 25 knots? Which is quite quick. for, you know, this is the maximum speed. We are beyond the maximum speed that the Sturgeon could do. Yes, I'm aware we're going down and the seafloor is at 645 feet. But I worry about when we go to maximum power. This may be a total fool's errand. I'm kind of thinking that it is. I don't think they're actually... This is the enemy group. I think this is a standard anti-submarine patrol group. Wow. And zero out the planes. Passing 600 feet. Look at that. We are less than 50 feet from the bottom. We're less than 40 feet from the bottom. I feel this is a dangerous thing. At this point, I would be dropping out anchors, and we would be slowly lowering ourselves, and then we'd be letting the swimmers out of the hatch, and they would go and tap Soviet cable. So let's... Come on, I want to get up... So we're going to slow down first. I know, we just got up to the speed of 27 knots. But now we're going to drift and slow down a bit. We're going to listen. Going to pay attention what's going on. Because I want a good read, see if we can't pick them all up. And if we're still in their baffles, then we're going to go turn it up. You know? We're going to sprint forward. 12, 11, 10. Anything? 9. Nothing. You know what? No, they are within 15,000 kilometers. Or 15,000 yards. But we don't know where they are. And that can be frustrating. Oh, I bet I know why. Because we're on the sea floor and there's a strong layer, or a strong duct. That's why we can't hear them. Head flank. Will I cavitate at this depth? What do you think? $15 knots. 16. Up to 20 knots. We know we can do up to 27 without cavitating. Can we hit our full 33? 25 knots. We're now faster than a sturgeon. But then again, that isn't all that hard. $28 knots. 29. 30 knots. If we're going to start cavitating, it's going to be now. $31 knots. $32 knots? Can I see 32 knots? 32 knots! There we go. One more knot of speed. Let's drag it out of this boat. And we are cruising. First of all, 33 knots is actually faster than 33 miles an hour. So if you're thinking of a car going 33 miles an hour, we're actually going faster than that. Second of all, this is huge. This boat is gigantic. Well, not gigantically huge, but very, very large. So just imagine this, like, sliding down the street. Yeah. This is a lot of metal to move at this speed. So we're gonna... We'll be slowing down soon. Fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. And cut the speed. Head 1/3. And now we slow down. Tempted to go up. Because firing against submarine or surface ships is actually kind of easier because we don't have to worry about depth. I mean, they're faster and they can outrun our torpedoes even easier, but, you know, it would be nice. would be nice to pick up 2 more enemy forces by doing this. Ooh, bearing 281. Much further along. You know what? No, the vessels are still nearby. Let's go up. Maybe this is the group, and those are just the escorts ranging forward, and we just haven't seen who we're really looking for. $23,100 yards, which is either a lie or a very cunning deception. 500 feet. 300 feet. We'll start to bring the planes down to 0, because we are going up pretty quick. We're going up very quick. Whee! Only doing 5 knots, so that does make us a little bit safer. And almost 300 feet. Planes to 0, just until we get the bubble almost to 0. And at 200 feet, we will bring the ballast back up, or down as it is. Down as it were. Now we're in the shadow zone. And that's why we lost the Riga. Because down deep, we're picking up the long-range rays, but here, we're above the long-range rays. So we're darn near invisible here, but we can't see anything. Wow, it takes a long time for this boat to go back to the level. Now passing above the layer. 100 feet. We're going to go again to periscope depth. Again, we're going to take a look around. Because I want to. And because I'm impatient. And if I can't see anything else, we're going to turn tail and we're going to leave. Because we're not being paid for this. I mean, our job is to kill a convoy that is replenishing enemy submarines and stuff. We don't really care about this anti-submarine patrol. In fact, our orders are explicitly to avoid them. Level a bit more, 51 feet, 50 feet. Holding at 50 feet. Okay. Upscope. Oh, we got the cash in. The bearing 301. Yeah, I got you. Target lased. Target lased. Are you the cash-in again? Yeah, 300. They're not using very powerful radar on us, so there's that. So I have to somewhat question what it is they're doing at all. Okay, now we're looking direct north. We're looking for the freighter. Because if this is an actual combat group, there will be a freighter. Or if this is the convoy, there will be a freighter. But if it's just an anti-submarine war patrol, it could just be these two guys. Now, we haven't heard the freighter, we haven't seen the freighter, we haven't picked up anything at all that might suggest a freighter. But, you know, I'd like to be sure before I decide to turn tail and run. And make no mistake, we will just turn tail and run. I mean, I have no problem doing that at all. Because they're not worth it. It's not like we're playing Silent Hunter where we earn prestige for shooting things. We don't. In this game, the dynamic campaign is affected primarily by you accomplishing missions. Oh, we got a strength 4 on the signals. Yep, and there we are. We've done a full sweep. And that Riga is right there. Heading back in our direction. I really get the feeling that these guys are Not anybody that we need to worry about. So let's go down scope. Let's go all the way down. We're going to make straight south, so come to 180, and we are negative 30 on all the dials. I see no reason to engage these guys. Our orders are to avoid anti-submarine patrols. We shall do that. So we'll make our course 180. We'll make our depth about 600 feet. And then we'll just get out of here. Because why not? Really? Signature, we got, yeah, negative 50s. He's going too fast to hear us. Okay, let's zero out the planes here. Coming up on 190, heading to 180. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, come on, 181. And 180. Rudder zeroed at 180. Up on the ballast. And let's give a little bit positive on the planes. Just to drag our nose out of the dirt. Ahead standard. And negative on the planes again. As we head for 600 feet. We'll use our ballast to sort of bring us down nice and gently because the seafloor is getting kind of close. At 600 feet, we will then kick it up to a head full and just burn out of here. And then we will come to probably like 100, 120 to just head directly away from them. Get outside their detection range faster so that we can leave. 590, 591, going down nice and slow. No no sense in risking the boat. He says as he prepares to bring himself within 50 feet of the ground. And a head full maneuvering. Let's kick it up to 27 knots. And just to be a little bit safer, 601. Just in case there's like a discrete value. This is 600 feet. This is the point he cavitates. So we're slightly below that. And let's come to port to 120. Wow. That's one heck of a turn. It's a really maneuverable, really maneuverable boat. I approve. A little bit further. 115. There we are. And vessels are still nearby, so we gotta chug along and get on out of here. Maximum power. Well, not quite. Full power, not maximum. Maximum is unnecessary and loud. Now we did put them pretty much right in our baffles, which kind of sucks. But hey, we want to leave the area, so it's the way you've got to do it. So yeah, this was a wasted endeavor. But we had to make sure. We had to make sure that this wasn't the convoy, and we did that. So now we leave. At least I assume this isn't the convoy. Watch, it turns out we are disappointed that you were not able to take out the convoy. Gee, thanks. Thanks for telling me, Commander. We need a better way of determining whether or not there's, like, a convoy. Yeah, ping away, ping away. More speed. More speed! How about now? No. How about now? Aha! Now we're really hauling. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impatient. Come on. I just want to leave. Come to 90. There we go. Haha, I made it. Perfect 90. As we zip away. Leave combat. Akash and Ariga escaped. Yeah. Yeah, sure they did. This was not your mission objective. I know! That's why I decided to avoid it. New bearing 5-3. Okay. Close to 10,000 yards if you can. I think this is the convoy. I could be wrong. But I think it's the convoy. Raise the ESM mast. Rig for ultra-silent. Signal strength 7. Gotta bring it down, gotta bring it down. Bring it down. Okay. Bearing 435152. Rig for dive. I wish I could look at the periscope while it's raising. That's something you can do in Silent Hunter. And you can't do here. I don't see them. Do you see them? I am looking. I do not see them. Could we have the wrong bearing? Okay, security switch. Just to make sure. I can't afford to have this up longer. I don't see anything on any of these headings. Okay, so Sierra 1 is now Master 1. Bearing 5-2. 11,000 yards. So this should be 5-1 right here. Okay, we got a cash in. Hi! From nowhere they appear. And yes, that frantic clicking, I'm seeing if I can't, like, get a bead on something behind it. Okay, lower that scope. What the hell?! What?! Hi guys! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. What's the plan? Somebody tell me the plan! This is the plan. That's the plan. See, the plan is that this will hit the caisson because, oh boy! What's the bottom look like? Contact faded on everything. Yeah, we're in the ducted layer right now. So let's give it a neat that. We've got 645 feet to go to. I didn't think that I had hit surface the boat or anything like that. Did I? What did I do that made it happen? Planes to 0, please. Ballast to 10. Actually, bring the ballast all the way up to 0. By the time we recover, we should be at around 500 feet. So the end is on M, which I have no idea. What is that? End is on MAP. Is what we're looking for. The caisson is at 21,000 yards. We actually have a decent solution on it, 46%. I mean, that's not horrible. So we need to come to bearing 50, so let's turn. .40, 41, and we're just about 0 on the bubble. Excellent. Ah, that's close enough. 0 the rudder. This is a damn lie. So, we need to catch up. but we can't go super fast. Okay, we got a 64% solution on this. I don't know if that'll hit anything. I mean, that's a long way to go. Actually, that poses more of a danger to us than it does to them. Here's what we're going to do. Torpedo, your new orders are to do that. And once I've got you on a good track, here you go, silent. You're going to run surface. And I'm going to reload you. Why am I doing that? The distance between us and them is 15,000 yards. We need to pick up speed if we want to catch these guys, which we can't do if we've got that torpedo which only does 25 knots. We can do 33. Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense to have that traveling out in front of us. It was a dumb decision to launch, but I was assuming the Cashin was going to kill me, like, immediately, instead of in a little bit like it's going to. Tube is fully loaded. And let's maintain a -5 degree until we get a little bit deeper. Nice and deep, where it's safe. Under the sea. And kick the nose up a bit. There we go. Okay. So now we're making a wake. I am going to have to slow down to hear things, but I can almost guarantee that we will not be able to hear the end is on. It says it's very noisy, but that's a lie. It's a lie because we won't be able to get a contact report on it, and he's probably steaming at maximum speed. What is your maximum speed? 13.5 knots. Okay, so we're very much outrunning you now. So that is the nice thing about this. We are going to have to deal with this Cashin, though. Preferably with this one. If we can hit it with a dumb torpedo, that would be great. It won't happen, but it would be cool. Just double checking these gauges just to make sure that we're not for some reason broaching. Like, the sea state is not that rough. There should be no reason to worry about broaching. So, silently we sneak in, doing 20 knots. Okay, not so silently, and more like trying to be a little quiet. Ahead 1/3. Slow that screw. We need to take a listen. Figure out what's going on. Because I don't have a clue. Do you? No. No, we don't know. Let's see what distance we pick them up again at. We're at 10 knots. So 84 decibels of noise is being cancelled out by the ambient noise upstairs. Of, you know, that. All that churning water. We are very close to being underwater. Or being on the ground. Can't hear nothing at 5. That worries me. So we're going to increase speed. We've got to go standard. So we can't go 15 knots, which would be sort of my preferred close-in speed, because this thing can only do 15 or 13.5. So 15 knots would be perfect. We can't do that. Literally, it is impossible for us to do that. So instead we're going to do 20 knots. Doesn't take as much time to get up to 20 knot speed. Yeah, that torpedo's going nowhere. If I could, but I would send like an order to like shut it down if that was at all possible. Not to blow itself up, just to shut down and drift down to the seabed. And then blow itself up in like 3 days' time. Whoosh. Captain's log, underwater date. Did anybody ever watch Sequest when they were... Yes, we are just kind of chatting to fill time now. But I remember watching Sequest, which was basically Star Trek underwater. At least that's what my childhood memories tell me. I don't quite think it's that, and I can never really bring myself to go back and watch it. Maybe I should. It has nothing to do with the Cold War or this sort of submarine combat, because while it did have submarines, it really did try and be more of a sort of a sci-fi show. It took place in the semi-future where, like, global warming had gone out of control, the destruction of the rainforest meant there was way too much CO2 in the atmosphere, and one of the big episodes revolved around an evil plot to destroy the CO2 filtering plants and stuff like that. I remember it being good, but, you know, childhood memories aren't always what they're cracked up to be. As a child, Hunt for Red October, Sequest, and Blue Submarine number 6. Those are the undersea things that I remember. So much nothing out there. Cannot hear anything, cannot see anything. We just must skulk around, going as fast as we can, trying to sneak up on them. I really should go up to take a listen. Let's see at what point we start cavitating. I'm hoping to get to around 550 feet. Because I don't know if we're, like, at a depth that is just too deep in order to do most of what we want to do. Primarily listen to the enemy. Or what? Because I would like to know what he's doing. 555. Couple more feet. According to this, we are on top of where the Andazan must be, but we all know that's a lie because we literally saw it with our own 2 eyes. Anything? Okay. Let's go back up to a head standard. I'm not even hearing pinging anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've completely lost him. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Because this is the target. I'm 100% positive. This is the actual enemy target. What do we have to... Ugh, excuse me. We have to get to the target. And that can be difficult to do. In the meantime, all we have to do is admire our boat. I gotta admit, the sail on this thing looks weird. Trundle, trundle, trundle. Take me to periscope depth. I need to know. And cut down the speed. Preferably without coming out of the water this time. That would be great. Just if you could. I think we can maintain 10 knots up until, like, I'd imagine around 200 feet, maybe? With a sturgeon, it's not really clear, or not a sturgeon, but a permit, I don't really know. Or not even a permit, it's a skipjack. It says it down here in the corner, skipjack. But I do know we can take 5 knots right up to the surface without cavitating. Okay, let's bring those planes to 0. Bring the ballast to 5. Bring the ballast to 0. Got CR2. We've got the Cashin. But we don't have our buddy, the, there she is. Bearing 5-1. What?! The Cashin, according to this, is 5,000 yards. Okay, give me Sierra 2. Let's see if we can't figure this signature out. Oh, also, real quick check on the cash-in. How's he? Oh, shoot. He can almost detect us. Just real quick. Let's ID this. No. It's a double bar that's like, no, it can't be that one. Needs to have a double bar at the end. Tight double bar at the end. You're a Riga. Riga can't see us, but the cash-in just put us in his baffles. Okay, give me a good firing solution on this. Because I would like to shoot him. Preferably with this torpedo. Do I have a firing solution on him? No, I don't. Cash-in is 48%. Don K radar. Was someone trying to be clever and like Don Key? Come on, give me his course. So this makes it a little bit harder because we've got to kill a Riga also. And a Riga, it can detect us. The cash-in definitely can detect us, but the cash-in can detect us better than the Riga. And then this, we've just got to chase down and kill. But according to this, we're golden. So if I could get a better solution, because I've got plus 25 on passives, that would be nice. $5,200 yards is a decent enough shot. Bearing is 4.5. 60% solution. 63%. We have his course. He's pinging, but we are in his baffles. He's gone up to 16 knots. How's the Riga doing? 37% solution. Keep an eye on that cash-in. As long as we're in his baffles, I'm happy. The minute we leave his baffles, we're in trouble. Up. We're out of his baffles. His active is at 0. His passive is -3 because he started to pick up speed. Do I have a solution yet on the end? The end is on. Nope, not yet. Still working on sorting this cash-in. 82% solution, though. We have a firing solution. Very shortly, we should be able to see him. There he is. He's coming around to port. How's the Riga? Riga's still sitting at 37%. Harder target to hear. Gotta figure out what we're gonna do about him. At this range, a torpedo may be in order. Is that Riga not moving? No, the Riga's moving towards us. I think. Which direction is the Riga going? Yeah, the Riga is definitely moving towards us. I just worry as he turns out like that. Because we need to shoot down 2 targets, and we only have 1 guided torpedo at a time. He can't hear us. He's at -5 on the active. -11 on passives. Because he's doing 25 knots. But the Riga is sitting down and skulking. She's just listening right now. So my thinking is we fire one at the Riga, see what it does. First, let's set up a solution. You're going to go active, you're going to run surface. You're going to fire bearing 37. You're going to activate after 2,500 yards. And go. Torpedoes away. Come to port. Let's try and put our nose at 3.7. Give the Riga a harder time. Although really we'd need to be giving the Cashin a harder time. How's the Cashin doing? -2, -9. We're good against that. Rudder to 0. We're on 3.7. I suppose my greatest worry is the depth charges. I'm not so worried about torpedoes. I suppose I should be worried about torpedoes, but I don't know. Maybe I'm being cocky about it, but I kind of view torpedoes as something I can half use, especially this in tight, especially with how fast I am. I'm actually faster than this Riga is, and I'm only 3 knots slower than this Cashin. So a part of me is like, if you fire torpedoes at me, I'm going to rush you. I'm going to rush you, I'm going to go active, and I'm going to stick in tight to you, and every torpedo that you launch could potentially kill yourself. If they fire depth charges, I got nothing. Like, I have no counterattack for a depth charge. So Riga's a 42% solution. The Cashin, we're maintaining a 95% solution on it. He's at 4,000 yards. He's at 6 on the active, so he could pick us up pretty soon. He is getting really close. And is the Cashin turning to starboard? I hope so. If he turns starboard and puts me in his baffles, then we're golden. If not, well, then we're not so golden. Because I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to kill the escort, and then we're going to sprint to catch up with the Andazan. Because the Andazan has a long way to go to get off this map. Focus back on our little fight here. Weapon data is at 1,000 yards. He'll go active at like 2.5. He's at 9 active. Oof. Come hard to port. God. Let's gotta put our nose on this Cashin. We gotta bring a smaller profile. We probably are gonna lose the wire on that though. We turn much more. Okay, that's enough. That's enough turning. Okay, I think this now updates in real time because I started turning and it went down to 7. So. Riga is on 3.6. Let's stretch it out. We're going to slowly guide it into target. That's the plan. Keep watching that Cashin. When he climbs up, we're going to have to turn again. And we'll give our Riga torpedo one last update when we turn more. How is the Riga coming? 47%. It's not horrible. I would like an actual decent solution on them though. It'll probably take more than one torpedo too, because these are very small. They don't have very large warheads at all. 3,800 yards. Our torpedo is at 0.8,000, right? No, it's at 1.6. So it's halfway there. Cashin is at 7. Riga is probably going to pick us up soon on passive. So it's probably a good thing that we fired this torpedo, because it's going to cause the Riga to have to go defensive. Now the Cashin will probably come in at us, but then we can drag it in tight. We're within 5,000 yards already. So this could be a dogfight. Not quite as dynamic as a submarine dogfight, because, you know, We're the only ones who can use the vertical at that point, but that'll be the idea. And if we're really lucky, he won't detect us until, well, he explodes. That would be preferable. We have a 49% solution, 50% solution. He's going 8 knots. This is crazy. The Cashin is the one who's actively searching for us, but it's the Riga that we've fired on. And the Riga that probably is going to detect us first. Because there's nothing we can do to reduce passives. Unless he goes faster, which he is. I think he's detected the torpedo. The Riga has suddenly... We've lost a ton of targeting data on him. What? Are we maintaining course and speed? Yep, we are. All zeros. The Riga is pinging. The Riga has no doubt detected that torpedo now. Yeah, the Riga has the torpedo. See the Cashin's curling in now. So is the Riga going to sprint directly away? I hope not. Yeah, I think she is. She's gone up to 20 knots. If she goes up to her full 28 knots, this torpedo can't catch her. Like, literally, it doesn't have the ability. I mean, we'll lock it on as best as we can, but... Alright, we've got 67% on that Riga. Can I get 90%? Can I get 95% so I can see it? How's the Cashin? The Cashin is at 18 active. We're detected by the Cashin. Another torpedo. Torpedo, go active. Hunt me a Riga. Torpedo's on. I am concerned. We're going to close this because I don't need it right now. Going to manually guide this sucker. Riga's breaking up. Hard to port. Next target, Cashin. 95% solution. No, Cashin, please reload that. Torpedo away. She's close. She's launched! Down, down, down! Depth charges. All ahead. Let's go flank. We are cavitating. Damage control. No good hits on that one. Rudder to 0. Sonar, go active. I need constant updates. Rudder to 0. Keep us going down. Ballast to 0. I want to control by planes. Weapon control brake. We got to get in tight with this Cashin. Another rocket barrage is not in the cards. Planes to 0. Come on, get us below cavitation depth. Hard port, hard port. Whoo! We're still cavitating. Take us down deeper. Slow to ahead full. We are no longer cavitating. Come to starboard. Put us on course for that cash-in. Harder to starboard. Still hasn't gotten a hit on us yet. Oh, he got a hit on us. Knuckle formed. Hold course. 3, 2, 1. Brake. Got the cash-in. Bearing 318. Conditions. That torpedo is dangerous. To me, mostly. Wait, is that flooding? We have damage control in the... one of these things. Fire control? Fire control. Yeah, pump that out, please. Good data on the cash-in. Range, 5.1 thousand yards. $2,000 yards. Take us up. Come to port. Get ready for dumb torpedo strike. Oh crap. This is gonna be a little bit hairy. Cavitating. We need to pass 100 feet to fire this torpedo. Get the nose down. A little bit more, a little bit more. Come on. 2, 1. We're at 100 feet. Cavitating. Prep torpedo. Enemy is tracking straight and clear. Torpedo away. Yeah. Yeah, a torpedo picked us up. Let's go down. Bearing 6-2, we've recovered the Andazai. And let's increase speed. And another increase of speed. You're cavitating. Not great. I thought we put this torpedo on active. 300 feet. Bring us to a head full. Cavitating. Can't do a head full yet. Ooh, seafloor coming up fast. Now I have to dogfight my own torpedo. It can do 26 knots. It's lost us. Ahead full, please. Come to port. We need to track the cash-in. I'm not in the business of dodging my own torpedoes normally. Zero to rudder. It's gonna reacquire us, but it can't catch us. Because it does 26 knots, and we do 26 knots. Really what I'm waiting for is to see what the torpedo does. Because if he tracks straight and true, then he should run right into it. Hi, my own torpedo. Oh, he missed it. Let's catch. Head flank. Yeah, we're cavitating. I can't stop that from happening. Maybe I can. Okay, so 570 feet, we don't cavitate. We do have to chase after the Ender's Eye. I'd like to fire a torpedo, but I can't. I'm being chased by one. That torpedo is going to last for 40 minutes. And just to double check. Yeah, unless he cuts hard over, he's avoided it. Firing these torpedoes is just insanely inaccurate and pointless. So he's at 4.4 thousand yards. Can I catch him? Like, is that possible? All I've got to do is I've got to get like 1,500 yards away and he can't see me. Like, it just doesn't... It's not capable of seeing me at that point. Come hard to starboard. You're not our mission. I need to come to 000. Actually, past 000. Can that torpedo catch? I know it's chasing me, but I don't think it can catch me. It'll go for 40 minutes though, so that's a pain. We need to come to 6-7 degrees. That was the last bearing that the NZ was seen on. So 5-1, 5-2, blah blah blah. Bring me to 6-7. There we are. We're going to maintain a head flank. We've lost the caution in our baffles, so we're mutually in each other's baffles. How much distance do we got to cover? Oh, 3,000 yards. It's an awful lot of yardage to cover. But we'll try. I wonder how loud we're being. We're not cavitating anymore, but we are doing 33 knots. I mean, that is... If you were to try and go through this, you would be a ham sandwich. I wonder if it'll go back into a search pattern. That would be funny. The torpedo's trying to come after us. Oh. Our fault, really. We did fly right in front of it. What's our distance to torpedo? Like 500 yards. The interesting thing is we're basically trailing a mine, so if the Cashin tries to come in behind us, he's gonna have a bad day. All I need to do is get close enough to fire a torpedo against the Andazon. He literally doesn't have the speed to get away. So, stores, what do I got? Just marks 37s. 20 of them. There's the frigate. So what does it do American torpedoes do when they lose contact due to range? I don't know. Do you think it'll go back into a standard search pattern? The interesting questions being asked here. I need to slow down to, like, take a check around, but I can't. Because I got him following me. Leave me alone, man! I could guide it into the wreck. Yep, we lost the torpedo. It's gone into a search mode. Oh, did you pick the wreck up? That'd be great if you could do that. Or are you just going to do the zigzag thing? Yeah, you're going to do the zigzag thing. Oh, are you going to do just circles? That would be best. I mean, it would actually be best if I had gone up and, like, drawn you to do circles up top. But, this is fine. Maybe it will serve to distract my enemies. Head 1/3 maneuvering, I need to take a listen. And come straight to 90. No. We need to come to 0. I need to get a good listen. Pull the cash out of our baffles and take a peek around. It's the main plan. No contacts. The Cashin is long gone. Ahead flank! Come back to 6-7. It's time to run. .33 knots. We are cruising. We took a little bit of depth charge damage. That's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. There are much worse things that could have happened. Though I do think we've left the Cashin behind, I hope. If he's decided to sprint in the total opposite direction, that would be for the best. We'll get to around this location, then we'll slow down, take a look around, see what we can't find, maybe pop up to periscope depth, and take a peek. Got a lot of ground to cover. Because if we can kill this thing, then that's excellent mission accomplished. Destroying the Riga is cute, but it's not something useful. What's useful is killing the Andazon. So sprinting at maximum speed. The Cashin can catch us, but his closure rate is 3 knots. So he'll have a hard time really getting up to us. Condition on the floor, 712 feet. Ooh. So the ground is dropping out beneath us. We need to cover another 2, 4, 6,000 yards-ish. Almost there. I want this boat. I want to kill the Andazon. Success, I want you. So let's slow down to head 1/3. We're going to go up. And we're going to stop the time dilation. We have the Andazon bearing 4-5. So come hard to port. Doing 16.5 knots. Do I have any better information than that? She has no sensors of any kind. So bring us to 4-5. Range 16,000 yards. We'll go back down. And a little bit more, 4-5. Whoa! Oh crap! All up, all up, all up! We don't want to crash, people. We've already crashed once this week. It was bad. We didn't like it. I didn't get a good course bearing on him, but he's probably doing straight north. I'm less than 50 feet below the keel. Oh no! The seafloor is coming up. We're going to come up to 580 feet. Not course 580, there's no such thing. But that's where we can do a head flank and not worry. Seafloor is maintaining 645. Little bit of panic, but we survived. How much distance do we have left on the map? I think we should be able to catch him before he gets away. I think... Whoa! Time dilation off, please. We have him. 1.8 thousand yards. Slow down to a head standard. Where is he? Bearing 6-5. Come to 6-5. And let's come up. Oh, back to 6-5, please. 6-6. He's at 6-5, a little bit more. There we are. Slow just a little bit. We don't want to cavitate too hard. 49% solution. We're basically going to come right up on top of him. Run surface, run active. We could probably run silent for that torpedo. Give me a good firing solution, please. Switch to active sonar. I want all the data. Now, please. Okay, passive sonar to maintain the lock. There he is. Let's go rudder to 0, planes to 0. Torpedo, select. I know this torpedo will catch him. There's no concern on that. Slow to 5 knots. Just for the safety of firing the torpedo. And go active in 2,000 yards. Torpedo away. Torpedo travels at 15 knots in passive mode, I believe. Oh, did we lose the wire already? Gosh darn it. That is frustratingly annoying. Oh, he's humming. Time dilation off, please. Let's stop cavitating, if you don't mind. Do you think he has a clue? I don't think he has a clue. But anybody in the engineering hull has a clue. They're going to be able to hear those pings. Target's breaking up. Let's come hard to port. And a little bit up. Bring us to 50 feet. You never know who's around. We're going to take a peek. So bring us to straight north. That way we should clear our baffles doing that. Passing 100 feet. We're cavitating. Planes to 0. Planes to negatives. Let's try not to broach. Whew, close. Very close. Seriously, we are 2 feet below. Raise ballast, bring us up to 51, 52. Raise radar mast. Take a peek. Nothing. Lower the radar mast. We're out of here. Riga, sunk. Andersey, sunk. Good to hear you intercept and destroy the enemy. Replenishment resources. Keep up the good work. Nice. Whew! That was an interesting one. Warship retreat. NATO warships and submarines have taken up several new strategic positions, including some around the Barents Sea, in response to the significantly reduced Soviet naval activity. Sources close to the Pentagon say the war is taking a heavy toll on the enemy naval operations, and their supply lines continue to be heavily strained. Good job. Intelligence has discerned a pattern of movements of enemy at sea replenishment. Rendezvous near the Barents Sea. So another one of these. But that's as may be. That's going to be the end of an episode. I'm not sure how long these are. I don't time sub Sunday. I just let it run on and on and on until it comes to an end. Because that was the point of sub Sunday. Anyway, definitely the end here. We managed to avoid one set of... We found them and chased after them for a little while and then said no thanks. And then we found the enemy tender group and killed them. So good work, everybody. Nice job. High fives all around. We will continue. We're only at 93% damage, although we do have flooding in the... in fire control, which is not great, so we can't go super deep, which is a little bit dangerous, but as long as we continue these operations where we're just attacking the tenders, if we're lucky with positioning, we should be able to sneak up on them, fire torpedoes, and run away before we ever involve the escorts. But, you know, perfect plans never last. We are down only to our Mark 37 torpedoes, so no more Mark 16s. But I think that's going to be just fine. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.